Okay, to start off, we're going to go ahead and put on some lead-free wire. And this is just in the thorax area. I'm going to go ahead and attach my thread directly behind. And that will kind of secure that on there. Start off with some small chartreuse UTC wire, and in order to get a good taper, I'm going to tie this in right butting up to the lead-free wire. And then I'm going to follow that by a piece of medium hollow tinsel and a chartreuse. Same general tie-in point. I'll work my way down a little bit more there before I tie in my next piece. And that's going to be a piece of thin skin in olive. And it comes on these little cardboard backing pieces. This is a Wapsi product. I'm going to tie that again just a little bit down from where I tied the first two pieces in. I'm tying these in to create a nicer taper. And this final piece, I'm going to go and make a couple of tight wraps to secure that. And then as the final piece that we tie in, we're going to have 4 total. This is UV Chewy Skin from D's Flies, and this is a UV Chartreuse. So I'll take the piece like that, and I usually like to give it an angled cut, and then tie that in right at the tip where the tie-in point is. And I want to give that a nice even tie down. Don't want a big clump there. And work my way back up to the thorax area. Now, in the reverse order in which I tied these in, I'm going to go ahead and pull this chewy skin. I want to pull it tight, especially on the first couple of wraps. And wrap up, creating a segmented body. And I'll lessen the amount of tugging that I'm doing on this, overlapping the last one by amount of half the width of the material, with less pressure on each successive wrap. And I'll go just up into the thorax area, although I'm going to cover this mostly up with dubbing. Just to secure it. And so you can see that creates a nice caddis-y looking segmented body. And when I clip this piece off, what I want to do is pull that pretty tight, and that will make it cut really close. Okay, the next piece up is my thin skin. I'm going to pull that pretty tight and keep it tight as I wrap over. And one of the things I'll also do is I'm going to bring this a little bit towards me so it's not quite on center, because the torque of the wire is going to make that turn a little bit away from me. So if I skew it a little bit towards me, that will offset the wire torque. And again, a couple of wraps there. Clipping that off. 2 down, 2 to go. The next piece is my hollow tinsel. Again, I want to skew that a little bit towards me, pulling it very tightly. like so. And because all this is going to be covered up with dubbing, I don't really care that it's all untidy right now. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep this wire within the segmented areas, and as I pull it over the top, I want to snug it down and then kind of release that pressure as I come underneath, because I want to keep the segments underneath as much as I can. It's still going to go up in the segment. Yank that down, keep it coming. Now you can see that my wire has skewed both the thin skin and the hollow tinsel on the back, so now it's actually on center. Tie off that thread. Now I don't like to work it back and forth. I have some scissors that I just keep at the handy that are made for cutting wire. Clean up this area here. So now I've got my good, nice segmented body, and the next thing I want to do is tie in some dubbing and the legs. So I'll tie in the dubbing in two separate points here. So I'm going to take a little bit of UV ice dubbing, and this is a black color, just a little tiny bit of it, and I'm going to start to create the thorax. And really what this is going to create, the first couple of wraps here, is a place for my legs to tie into and lie down. I got that. Now I've got some India neck. This is going to be for my legs. You could use partridge or whatever. I'm just going to come in here. I cut a little V, and I'm going to lay this down, straddling the fly, right to that point where I tied in the last piece of dubbing. I'm going to come over the top with two soft loops, let my thread hang, and now check the leg lengths. I'm going to pull those, and the other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pinch down so that the legs will skew to the underside as I pull on this. Okay, now I've got them about the right length, and now I'm going to pinch them so that again it will skew to the underside, and work my way back up to where that dubbing is tied in, and then cinch. And as I cinch down, you can see that the legs are now pointing downward. Clip off the waist, grab a little bit more of that dubbing, and complete the thorax. I usually like to hold the legs in place in case they want to have a mind of their own and move around. Looks about right. Whip finish, and we'll be done.